So hey, what's going on? I'm out here today working on the Quest Angler 10 and kind of ran into a little, I'm not going to call it an issue, but it could be an issue. And maybe I'm just kind of overthinking things, but yeah, let me show you what's going on here. So I decided to just go lithium all the way. I've taken the front motor, not the front motor, the front battery out. I'm doing away with the lead acids. So I'm putting this in the back. As you recall in the last video, I burned a wire up going to the lead acid battery, and this Pexmore is a 55 thrust, and in the video that I did where I checked the amps, when I first got this motor, the first time I used it, this thing was drawing on 5-speed 46 amps. Well, I'm looking here at this wire that's coming out of this motor, and it's 10 gauge. 10 gauge ain't enough wire. It needs to be bigger than that. It needs to be 8 gauge for the amps that this thing is drawing. And I didn't think about this, and I went to Home Depot to get some wire, and because I was thinking about rewiring this whole boat, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just make me up a wire, you know, because I really like these connectors. So I bought some 10 gauge wire, and I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, that wire sure does look smaller than this wire here, but I think this is just the casing, the sheathing is actually just bigger than what they had there. But I double checked, and I do have 10 gauge wire, but that 10 gauge wire is not big enough for that motor. So I looked, because I was going to turn around and go back, and they don't have 8 gauge or 6 gauge wire at Home Depot. I can order it, but I really wanted to get this thing going for tomorrow, because I want to go fishing tomorrow. So this is what I have decided to do. I'm going to use this wiring, because this wire is, as you can see, is connected to that motor. Because I hate to go through all this stuff. I don't know. See, this here is, this wire here that this boat was wired for is, says 60 volts. I don't see a gauge on it though. It's 10 gauge. And 10 gauge ain't enough. 10 gauge is like for a 30 pound thrust. So I don't know why they would run 10 gauge wire on that motor when it's pulling almost 50 amps. So I don't know. I got a good mind to, you know what I think I'm going to do? God damn it. This is aggravating. I think I'm just going to cut this end off right here. And I'm just going to put an inline fuse in this, and I'm just going to wire this directly to the battery with some outlets. And I'm just going to be done with it. The bad part is I'm just going to have to loosen the battery terminals every time, and I hate to do that because that's a pain in the ass. All right, I'm gonna think about this, but yeah, that's kind of crappy. Yeah. All righty, I'll let you know what I come up with, folks. So this is what I've done here. I moved the battery to the back, and I've done away with the leads altogether. In the Pexmore here, I have put in a 60 amp manual breaker. I got to thinking about it. These things are auto reset breakers, and I'm wondering if maybe that breaker did break when that wire started to melt, and it just kept resetting itself. So I got the manual ones, and then here's a connector here for the trolling motor, hooked directly to the battery. This here is a 40 amp for the front Minn Kota 30, and of course that's wired into the boat there. And I'm thinking about wiring this whole boat with 6 gauge wire, and I might even wire that Pexmore with 6 gauge wire. And this is what I did up here. This is the outlet for the front trolling motor, and then these wires go to my camera plug here. And then I just installed a couple of extra wires. At one time I was thinking about installing my Garmin 4-inch in the front and have the 7-inch in the back, but I haven't decided that. But you know, that gives me an extra outlet anyway if I want to put something in here. And so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully we'll go fishing tomorrow, and we'll see what happens anyway. But that's what I've done today, and hopefully it'll all work out and everything will be fine. So yeah, if we catch any fish or you know anything great happens, I'll make you another video. Appreciate you watching. Keep on fishing.